Doge is about to pump big, which happens just once, maybe twice every cycle. So let's analyze together when this could be. Let's go. Welcome back to another episode of Philprints, your one and only stop for crypto finance and trading. Now, I don't think that I have to tell you too much about Dogecoin. I'm sure everyone who's in crypto knows about it. It's pretty much the OG meme coin, established in 2013, more than 10 years ago, as a Bitcoin fork. So originally, this was pretty much a copy of the Bitcoin network, but actually not anymore. At some point, it switched to the BNB chain. So here we can see the price going back to 2000 or end of 2013. And of course, it also has its cycle and pretty much follows a structure. And at this very point, we might repeat history and see this crazy parabolic advancements we've already had multiple times. We will have an in-depth look at the charts in a bit, but before that, let's analyze some on-chain data with my token demand analyzer. So this can, for example, show us if there is some higher amount of interest at the moment and where the interest is coming from, meaning retail or whales, bigger investors. So the first thing we can see, in the last 30 days, the creation of new wallets is constantly very high. And this is likely new market participants creating wallets for new Dogecoin. And normally you see some kind of a flat phase and then some advancements when there's kind of a bigger pump forming and more people get aware and want to jump on the train. So this constant high interest is for sure interesting. Also, when we have a look at the transaction activity, there are bigger spikes here and there. These bigger spikes oftentimes tell us when there are potentially local tops and local bottoms forming. In this case, I won't go too much into this, but we can see today the transaction volume is going a little bit down, as well as the new wallets. So this could mean a little bit of an indecisiveness, or of course, today's a Sunday, so on the weekends, the volume is going down a little as well. Then when we have a look at the holders, at Plankton wallets and whale wallets, in this case, the Plankton wallets have a minimum of $170 approximately, and the whale wallets around $170,000 in value. As you can see, this starts from April 2021, and this is because this was the point when Doge switched to BNB chain from their own forked Bitcoin chain. And from that point on, it's pretty much going up only. So there's more and more wallets with Dogecoin. For the last month is pretty much flat, so not too much accumulation. When we have a look at the whale wallets, it's actually more aggressive. They started to buy big in beginning of March. And at the moment, they are actually selling off a little. This becomes more obvious on the hourly view. You can see retail is selling off and whales as well. But this is actually not too crazy. If we have a look at the numbers, this peak here means 30,089 wallets. And here at the bottom is 32,821 wallets. So this is just some people rebalancing or taking profit or losing faith. And for the whale wallets, we're talking about a decline in just 5 or 6 wallets. So altogether, from an on-chain perspective, there's not too much going on. It's only obvious that from beginning of March, whales accumulated. So just at the beginning of this bigger pump here. And that means this is mostly well-driven. Retail hasn't really picked this up yet. And this pump alone is already 160%. That's most likely due to retail looking at new meme coins and shit coins and so on. Some might even not be aware of Dogecoin or think that it'll underperform for sure. Now, of course, it won't do 100x, but as this is kind of a blue chip meme coin, a proven coin that as well most likely won't go to zero, I think there is a very small chance of this going to zero actually, then this is actually beautiful to invest in if you're looking for a safe meme coin. And these two words don't go together too often. Also, when we have a look at some statistics from the top 100 wallets, which is mainly exchange wallets, we can see that on a daily, weekly and monthly basis, there is mostly hodling. A little bit of buying, a little bit of selling, but nothing too crazy. And on a quarterly basis, there's actually the majority buying. 54%, 33% hodling, and the minority 12% selling. Right, now let's hop over to the charts, start in the higher time frames, and then we will go into the lower time frame. So this is the weekly time frame. You can see there is clearly multiple advancements. So this is a very clear cycle here. The last two times we had a two-folded pump. Also, the big pump started exactly at the beginning of the crazy alt seasons of these cycles. So last time this was December 2020. Before that it was March 2017. And then October, November 2017 where the ICO frenzy intensified. So this likely means when Doge starts to pump this time around, this will also be the start of this cycle's crazy alt season. So you could also take it as kind of an indicator. Now, as I've already shown you, we've seen a little bit of a parabolic advancement already, meaning in February or March. And this could be for sure the start of something big here. Now, if we compare the length of these last cycles, so we can actually copy this price action here and drag it over, aligning the top, then you can see this would actually fit pretty nicely. So judging by this here, we could start our parabolic advancement in end of June, beginning of July. Then if we copy the second cycle, align the tops one more time, you can see that we're actually just at the brink of an explosive move. Of course, don't have a look at these price targets. This depends on the price action that will happen with the current momentum and not with prior momentum. Also, if we remember this pump here, this was bigger than the former pump because we had Elon Musk shilling Dogecoin. And this meant more publicity, more momentum. And of course, we don't know what will happen this time. Will Elon Musk shill it again? Will nobody do it? Or will we see some other catalyst? Also, don't take these patterns too seriously. We could also align them like this, for example. This looks actually also very good. And then this will actually mimic the first cycle a little more, meaning some kind in July, we will start the parabolic advancement. So this is not an exact science, this is more like a gauge. This could mean that at some point here, we will likely start the parabolic advancement. This actually fits my thesis, and you know that if you subscribe to this channel for a bit. My base case is that we will range here a little, at the minimum until July, maybe August, and then continue our bull cycle with full force. And this will be likely the time where the alt season is also starting. When the facts change, we'll change our opinion, but at this point in time, this is what I'm looking at. Now, when we zoom in on the 4-hour chart, you can see that this is actually looking very good. We saw our February-March pump here, then corrected down, and then we formed like higher lows here. And even more importantly, we are retesting this level here multiple times. We're just trying to establish this as support. And if that happens successfully, then this could be the base for the next pump. And I think if we bring up the Fibonacci tool, this short-term pump could bring us up to 34 cents. So from current prices, a 2x. Also, you can see here, the moving averages are starting to go up here, and price uses it as support, same as in this uptrend, and used it very nicely as resistance during this downtrend. So this looks primed to go up higher. Then of course, if we take our long-term perspective into consideration again, then this could also just pump basically to range highs here, and then we'll continue creeping here until June, July, and then we'll see the big breakup. Nevertheless, a pump to range highs would mean 33%. By the way, this indicator here, you can get this for free if you join my Telegram group, link is down below. This will also get you access to my community, which to this point in time is still free. There's a 1-hour trading course included that explains my indicator and how you can build your own strategy. So join while it's still free, this may change for new members in the future. Now let's zoom out one more time and have a look where this big rally could take us. So the first big pump here was around 80x. The second big pump here was around 220x, or actually more, 225x. So let's start with some really realistic targets. I'm sure that we'll crush this all-time high at around $70. And the first thing we will go to is like $1. So from current prices, this is like a 6 or 7x. And from the beginning of this advancement here, this is already more than a 10x. Also, if we measure the moves with the Fibonacci tool here, in the first cycle, you can see that we exactly touched the 1.618 with the second top and touched the 1.618 in the second cycle with the first top. And then it went crazy as we had the Elon Musk shill. And with this second top, we didn't quite reach the 2.618. Now, if we do the same thing for this cycle, you can see that the 1.618, which was reached in any case, is at exactly $4. And this would mean for the whole advancement here, around 47x. So this sounds actually doable. And I think to set a realistic target range, everything in between $1 to $4 is possible this cycle for Dogecoin, in my humble opinion. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please ask yourself why and do it now. You really don't want to miss any of the next videos. As always, this was not financial advice. This was Phil Prince for you. Until next time, crush the markets. Goodbye.